Hey guys, I'm back. Admittedly, I am still a little bit sick, so if I do sound weird, that's why. Um, why are you throwing sharks at me already? How's everyone doing today? Let's see here. Do I still remember how to stream? The answer is probably not. Eve is back. Yep. Fine, I'll drink some water. I actually need to get more water soon. But this will do for now. As I said, I still am a little bit sick. I think my voice does sound a little bit different. I will need to clear my throat every once in a while, so I do apologize. I'll try to mute every time that does happen. Grimo, welcome in. Havey, welcome in. Bunch Muffins, welcome in. Crimson Blades, welcome in. Let's see, Whiskey, welcome in. Snake and Slab, welcome in. Thank you for hanging out on YouTube. Let's see, Austin, welcome in. Hika, welcome in. Yowza, welcome in. Donut, welcome in. Let's see. Nat, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Really appreciate it. Base boosted Ave. I almost forgot, but them on your lap. Oh, yes. I will do that now. Do I actually sound base boosted? Or are you guys kidding? More sharks. Too many sharks. I thought for today we would talk a little bit about, I guess, a lot of the changes. Not changes. I just give you an update as to what's been going on lately. And conveniently, I had been keeping a little bit of a trip journal over on Twitter and Discord. So it'll be easy to kind of recap everything. If you haven't been following along on Discord or on Twitter, or actually it's been a couple weeks since I got back from my trip, PowerPoint time? Nah, I'm just going to be going through my tweets. It'll be easier that way. Thank you for shouting out my socials. I actually need to add another link to that. So in light of all the recent changes over on Twitter, I've been more active on Blue Sky recently. I'm doing pretty well. If anyone has any questions about that or wants to know what it's like or what features it has, I'd be happy to share that stuff, because so far it has been overall a very positive experience. Slab knows. Slab loves labelers. Ain't that right, Slab? Twitter being so dumb right now, it is. I will probably still use it a little bit. I mean, I'm still using it. The whole reason why I made a Blue Sky to begin with is so that I wouldn't have all of my social media and connections all in one place. It's why I have Twitter and Blue Sky and Discord, and why I stream to both Twitch and YouTube now. It's so that I can, diversify my social media. But why is the sky blue? It is due to the reflections and the light scattering in the sky due to the, I don't know, not the ozone, but some atmosphere. I don't know. I made the account, but haven't mustered the energy to actually set stuff up. It's okay, Roko. Roko, what you should do is get your work to pay you to use Blue Sky. All right. You gotta tell them you're gonna be the Vite Ramen Blue Sky ambassador. All right. You gotta set the new base over there. Get them to pay you to do it. Because if you're gonna do it anyways, you may as well get paid. Let's see. Instead of throwing a shark at you, I'm gonna hit you with one in game. Oh, is that you, Whiskey? I didn't realize. I was actually a little bit nervous about putting the lobby up. So I've never actually played web fishing before today. I know Mayru was the one who ended up gifting me this game, and Mira VT. There we go. Ainsworth was streaming earlier with his lobby open, so I decided to hang out, but I was a little worried that if I made the lobby open, I wouldn't know what to do if someone with bad intentions showed up. I mean, I think there is like a kick button. Matrix, well, welcome in. You're of course you're allowed to stay. You can do whatever you want. Let's see. That's alright. I can put cats on my profile with labelers. Excellent. Can't wait for Musk's meltdown once Trump loses. I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like when you're that powerful, you're not gonna go anywhere that easily. I'm not getting my hopes up. Let's see. What about the deep black? That's because there's no light. The purple, the oranges, it's the light scattering at particular angles. Blue Sky is honestly so much nicer. There are a lot of benefits to Blue Sky for sure. One thing it is currently lacking is just like normal people. Like right now it feels like it's full of creators, but not a whole lot of people to like consume it. Which from my perspective, I don't care because I'm not selling a service or anything, but I know that like it should be something that artists need to think about. Is that if every one of the people looking at your content on Blue Sky is other artists, then you're not going to make much money off of that. Something I don't know, Science Ave. Yeah, I mean, like, what is science except a bunch of things you don't know? Let's see. Roko, I told you not to subscribe. You're supposed to click the resubscription button off. Oh, Avery, not to fully derail you, mentioned in Korea's stream that you were named after a blade as well. Mind telling me the history of it and why you chose it? Only if you want to, of course. Can we see Violet Ave? We did have Avier Blue on stream a couple years ago for April Fools. I unfortunately can't mess with this model anymore because this model's a little too advanced. Makes it very difficult for me to change things up. I've been seeing a pretty balanced ratio of creators and just enjoyers of content as well. That's good. I think a majority of my followers so far have been just other VTubers, which is still nice. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, but I still forgot to stop the other side. Well, stop it right now so you don't forget. But to answer your question, Crimson, the name Avier Red comes from a game called Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. It is one of a pair of twin swords, legendary twin swords, wielded by the hero Gaul. You have to go through a secret mission. Ave stream, welcome in, Kali. Like Masamune and Muramasa? Exactly. In order to unlock the twin swords, you have to go through a series of secret quests, which is essentially you following it starts with you reading about the legend of the hero, and you follow in his footsteps in each mission. After completing the series, oh, well, there's a circle, guys. Whenever you fish in a circle, I mean, something rare is going to come out of it, right? Hold up. Let me switch the panels real quick. Wah. Hello. I have a new background. You guys seen this before? You guys know that I love pixel art, right? I mean, I was just talking about one of my favorite games ever, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. And of course, I've been wanting to get art art like this for a very long time. You saw that pixel art, very nice. Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. Super excited. But let's see, where do I start off? So in the middle of the screen, we are playing a game called Web Fishing. It is like an Animal Crossing almost fishing game. It's multiplayer. Don't fall into the water. Multiplayer, you get your friends here. You're basically just catching fish and selling fish. I got a flannel and also a 3 wolves t-shirt. Inside of you there are 3 wolves. Remember that? I am a tuxedo cat. I'm trying to get pink hair. I'm struggling to find the pink hair. We got Havy over here. Hehe. And then we have Whiskey over here. Hey Whiskey. But yeah, you don't do a whole lot in here besides fish. I thought this would be something nice to have on the side while we were talking today. Anyways, yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is one of my favorite games ever. I've had over, like, growing up, I probably put in over 1,000 hours into it on a single save file. And my favorite weapon from that game was the Aviar Red and the Aviar Blue. There is an ability you can get for your character, which allows you to dual wield swords. And of course, that's exactly what I did. So, meow. But yeah, that's where my name comes from. It is a very confusing name to pronounce, though. I feel like 90% of the people I introduce myself to do not know how to pronounce my name right away. It's Aviar Red, but you can call me Ave. Ave's a lot easier. I started playing Advance 2 again just a bit ago. What a comfy game. It really is. I prefer Advance. Auction House, my beloved, true. I prefer a lot of the game mechanics from Advance. I feel like A2 was a bit slow, especially like with how like your MP starts at 0 and it goes up. Ave likes being called Red. I mean, Red likes being called Red. Shush. Isn't it Aviar Red? There's no like voice acting in the game, so there's no way to confirm it, but that's how I would like to be called. You can call me Ave. You guys are spreading lies on my own stream. How dare. Okay, and then let's talk about the art. So this art was done by Terracotta Scarf, both on Twitter and now Blue Sky. They are a very talented pixel artist. They do these isometric pixel arts, they do 2D pixel arts, they do 2D pixel art animations. Whiskey, that is an incredible fish. Oh! Would you like to sword fight later? Actually, I don't even think I've ever caught a sword. No, I might have caught a swordfish before. But I probably sold it already. Vera, welcome in. Slab, why are you telling me to go to bed? I just started streaming. It's been like over a month since my last stream. Hey, level 10. Let's see. Welcome in, welcome in. Stream in bed? No. Because it calls you your true name, Red. That's just virtue being wrong. Also, bed rhymes with red, so it sounds funnier. But yeah, so this art features myself at the very top working on some documents. A little bit down is Krim, who is planning something in the mess hall. Tiny Stingray, wow. And then we got Mashy down at the bottom training. You love this art? I do too. Clean your floor, it's full of paper. I'll get to it later. I have too much work to do. Emmy, pass me later. Let me give these guys a shout out. Emzen Koryu. These two are some of my closest friends in this space. They help me a lot with my content creation and my streaming. So I owe them a lot. We have a secret group chat where we all talk and discuss plans and share ideas with one another. And we're all three of us are really just looking to improve. So Mashi doesn't stream on Twitch. Mashi creates YouTube videos. Let me get you guys a link to his YouTube. He's absolutely hilarious. He's very good at editing videos. I don't know how he does like 3 or 4 videos a week, because I could barely do that. I can barely do once a month. I know I owe you guys so many videos. So I know it's not easy. Ashley somehow does it anyways. This man is very talented. Let's see. How's your fiance doing? My fiance is doing well. She's actually taking a nap right now. Sano, hello. Welcome. You should play some horror games. I was actually wait, I don't have any bait. Hold up. That's why I'm not catching any fish. I didn't put any bait on it. Hika, I was planning on playing Crow Country. What game is that? This game is called Web Fishing. It is a Animal Crossing like multiplayer fishing game. That's what the lobby code is for. You saw it around the Steam store? Yeah, it's been getting pretty popular. We got a couple of friends in here already. I only just started today, so I only have like the basic fishing rod. Everyone else has fancier stuff than me. Oh my god. That's another sunfish. It's completely 2D. But yeah, I figured I'd have this playing out in the background while we were talking today. Give you guys a little stimulus. That is a big fish. That was a big fish. It looks cheap enough for my budget. Might hop in after you eat dinner? Of course. You're very welcome. They have like a quick tutorial. It's not very long. I'd say overall it's pretty simple to set up. I started playing like an hour ago on Aimsworth's stream because he had an open lobby up as well. So pretty casual and cozy game. Very simple controls. What did we get? Oh, it's a tiny shrimp. Meow Hong, welcome in. Thank you for that, Pats. Hope you're doing well. Not putting Subway Surf in the middle? No, I hate not that stimulated. I'm still an old man. I actually get overstimulated by too much stuff. I can only do like a couple things at a time, or I'm just like, oh no, I can't. Is the little pointing A made of acrylic? Yes, it is an acrylic standee. So actually we can start talking about my trip, since I've been stalling for way too long. Anyways, you guys can see, right? Yes. Okay. Start of the trip, I had left sometime around September 20th. I didn't post these photos in real time, so I don't exactly remember the dates and time that I sent this. So the date is not accurate to when I was doing each and everything. I'll let you guys know that much. But first thing was the flight. I was flying to Singapore, ultimately. That ended up being a 24-hour trip. Took an entire day to go from where I was to Singapore. It was exhausting. Yeah, it was very, very far. It was a very long trip. I remember being extremely exhausted after finally reaching Singapore. But yeah, this little acrylic standee of Ave, there's only 3 of them in existence. Alcor had actually sent this to me as part of a birthday gift because I remember telling her once that I wanted something to use while I was taking photos of food. Kind of like something, you know, a prop to sit in food pictures, you know. And she came up with this idea, and I brought it with me everywhere when I go on trips, so I can have a little prop while I'm taking these photos. But yeah, you'll end up seeing a lot more of it as we scroll down. But yeah, the flight was very, very long, very exhausting. I guess I ended up saying that it wasn't too bad. The biggest surprise was definitely that I got served meals. I've been, for context, right? I was past tense in a long distance relationship with my fiance. And I'd have to fly over to her. Oh my god. Who did that? Mess up. Who did that? Oh, it was Grima, of course. I did fly, yes. I've only been on a plane once. You felt claustrophobic. It is not a very comfortable experience for sure. Mika, hello. But yeah, I was on. Oh yeah, so going back to my story. So I was in a long distance relationship. I would try to visit my fiance a couple times every year. In each of those times I'd have to go on like a 4 to 5 hour flight, right? Sometimes longer with a layover and whatnot. In each of those times I'd fly like shitty airlines like Delta and United. I mean, I wouldn't say shitty, like those are like the American standards for Western flights, right? Like Delta and WestJet and United and all that stuff. Those are like the American standards. And do you know, if you've ever been on a plane before, all they ever do, no matter how long the flight is like, you know, you get a bag of pretzels and like half a can of soda, right? When I got on this particular flight, it was 2 planes, one of which was I think 16 hours and the other one was like whatever the remainder is. But I guess it was a 3-hour flight. When I was on the 16-hour flight, we got served like actual meals. It wasn't just like snacks and a little soda. So I don't think I had I didn't have the photo. I remember taking a photo of it. Let me see if I can grab it on my phone real quick. I can read off what was on the menu because they actually gave us a menu to use. Oh my god, I almost missed this. It's a flounder. Let's see, what did I get? Okay. So the options for dinner, because I went off extremely early in the morning. The sun hadn't even come up yet, but I guess they decided to serve us supper first. And our options were a shrimp salad, stir-fried pork with preserved vegetables and rice, herb roasted chicken and tomato sauce, peas, carrots, mashed potatoes. You could get cheese tortellini pasta, and they also came with actual ice cream, coffee, and tea. It's like a full ass meal, right? I was extremely impressed with this airline. And then at any time during the flight, if you ever get hungry, you can just call the service and they will make you cup noodles. Whiskey, nice fish. Are you slapping me with that shark? Ow. Ow, ow. Yeah, it was a pretty impressive airline. And then later that day, they also served us breakfast. So it ended up being 2 meals that for this flight. Like actual like food on a plate meal, extra nice and warm, with like snacks and like sides and your main entree and then dessert with the ice cream. Wolfish. Whiskey's bullying the streamer. How dare. All right, back to Twitter. Okay. And yeah, I remember posting about how like the service was really nice and completely what's the word? Like you don't see this at all from Western Airlines. All you get is the pretzels and half a soda. Yeah, and then like even on the shorter flight, because I had to take 2 planes to get there, right? I ended up eating 2 breakfasts because the first plane I was on that served dinner also gave me breakfast, and then when I boarded the next plane, they served breakfast again. It was only like a 3-hour flight. I was surprised for them that they would offer a full meal for a 3-hour flight. You bullied me the other day too. Yes, you did. I can't believe it. Have you guys seen that art that Whiskey drew? Maybe eating his calories? Yeah. It wasn't necessarily like the caloric intake that I was needing. It was just like I needed anything to kind of pick me up because this trip, the flight was, you know, still very uncomfortable. I don't enjoy being like stationary for 24 hecking hours. Okay, moving on. I finally got there. I have seen that art. I don't know if you mean it. Do an alert while cleaning things. Good luck with cleaning. You would die. It's not something I recommend. And if you do have to do it, like maybe it is worth kind of ponying up for the more expensive seats for more leg room and stuff like that. Ooh, I got a shining koi. It's kind of tiny though. Moving on. So I finally landed, right? And I think I remember telling some of my friends about this. I remember telling my coworkers about this too. But like, my expectation was that I would land at the airport. I would take like a cab or I would take like a cab or a ride share over to my hotel. And like I would, after being, you know, on a plane for 24 hours, I would like shower, change my clothes, maybe take a little bit of a nap, and then I would go ahead and meet up with my partner. Now, apparently, my partner's dad booked me a private car to pick me up from the airport and go straight to their apartment. So this is me like being like exhausted, being like disgusting, being, you know, desperately needing a shower and like good food and maybe a nap. No, just going straight to the parents' apartment to meet the dad for the very first time. I had not met my partner's dad in person before, let alone like I hadn't even talked to him before. So it was not a great time to make a first impression. Yeah, there's no escaping him, but I wish my first time meeting him was not after a 24-hour flight journey. Yeah. I mean, in the end, um, the parents were very welcoming, very kind. They'd ordered food like to the apartment so that I could eat. Um, I was able to get some rest and shower at their place. Um, and they even got us a ride share to go from the apartment back to my hotel so I could check in. Um, so it wasn't, a particularly scary event in the end. I did meet their cats. This cat here, this gigantic, it's hard to tell whether this is a cat or a rug. His name is Coco. Very adorable. I loved Coco. Coco was super friendly, always wanting attention, always wanting pets. And they have another cat named Cookie, but Cookie's a lot more shy, a lot more wary, right? Doesn't really like strangers particularly all that much, but I think part of, um what helped the parents warm up to me a little bit more easily is that they were able to see how I interacted with their cats, right? Very respectfully from a distance. I gave them their space. I wouldn't like chase after the cats or anything. And I guess they were pretty impressed with that. So when they saw the cats come to me instead, like a complete stranger, and ask for attention, they were secretly impressed with that, I would say. I like to think I'm pretty good around pets. But yeah, Coco, love Coco. Very good cat. Very fluffy. Going to eat dinner. Been putting it off for too long. See you later, Vera. What a good cat. But yeah, we didn't do too much that day. I think honestly, I can't remember what we had for dinner that day. Trying to think. We must have ate at one of the malls. But basically, after meeting the parents and spending a little bit of time at their apartment, I ended up my partner and I ended up going to the hotel to check in and get situated. And this had been like my second trip to Singapore. The first time was like 4 or 5 years ago, I think. I had gone with my parents. And trips with my parents aren't particularly fun anymore. They've definitely lost their kind of novelty after becoming an adult. My mom really likes to do what she wants to do, and oh my god, that is a huge fish. A large sawfish, almost 4 meters long. Did you guys see it? I know I saw it. Oh, I still have crickets? I still have crickets. Okay. Did you seesaw it? But so it had been quite some time since I last came to Singapore. And didn't really have the opportunity to really do anything on my own. Because last time I was with my parents, and I just had to go wherever my parents wanted to go. I didn't really have a chance to explore around on my own. That's usually what I like to do when I go on trips, is just explore. Learn the sights, not necessarily go to all the tourist trap stuff. I just want to immerse myself in a different country. So overall, this trip I did do a lot of walking around, but thankfully it's very convenient to walk around in Singapore. It has a wonderful, wonderful public transportation system between buses and trains. I remember sending Slav a picture of the train system because Slav and I always love dunking on our city's public transit system. And it's just like, wow, these other places just do it so much better. Oh my. um and so we ended up I took public transportation like 90% of the time when I was there. It's so easy to get everywhere with it. um One of the interesting things that I'll bring up later on is kind of how everything is connected to one another. At least most of the places that you would go to, whether it's like restaurants or shopping malls or foods or hawker centers, they're all connected in some way or form by public transportation. So it's very convenient to get around. And I remember saying it was interesting how everything is connected underground, that like you could spend an entire day just moving from place to place completely underground. And it's almost like the people here are mole people. They're dwarves. Singaporeans yearn for the mines. I have to go now. See you on Thursday with Valkyria Chronicles. Thanks for hanging out, Krima. It's good to see you again. Here. Yeah, I'll see you again on Thursday. Hopefully I feel a lot better by then. But our first stop the next day, I was supposed to meet up with my partner in Chinatown. But because of like the jet lag and everything, like I'd woken up way too early. I think I woke up maybe like 5 o'clock in the morning and we weren't meeting up until 10. So I just had so much free time. I was like, I guess I'll just explore, I'll just take the train somewhere. And, first thing I wanted to find was a coffee shop. So I ended up going to this particular coffee shop in Chinatown. It was on a street corner. And ordering coffee in Singapore, it's almost like a different language. You need to kind of it's most places, at least I guess some of the more like trendy, like Western influence places, you can get coffee by ordering it like, I don't know, Western style. So like you want a black coffee, you say you want a black coffee. You want a latte, you say a latte. But if you go to more like traditional Singaporean cafes, then they have specific names for how you get a coffee served to you. So for example, when I stopped by this coffee shop, I ordered a cup of Copio, which is black coffee with sugar. And I actually have a photo a little bit lower down that kind of translates to all the different ways to order coffee in Singapore. Along with my coffee, I also got a chassis bun. These were phenomenal. And overall, these two things cost me only 4 Singapore dollars. That's about like 250 USD for a cup of coffee and a nice steamed, really filled, flavorful pork bun. Super good. A little pointing over here. Look at how huge this steamed bun was. Zari, welcome in. Welcome. We're just doing a little bit of a recap on my trip today, since it is the first time I've been back since my hiatus. There are a lot of lizards in Singapore. They're everywhere. They're out in the streets. They're out in the dirt. They're in people's houses. It's so easy to find lizards. Sorry, you know about the lizards, right? Food looks so good. It did. And like what did they call the lizards there? I don't know what they call the lizards there. They're just called lizards. Ave was everywhere. Yeah. Chinatown was full of like these murals. So I was just like, wow, that's Conan. What is Conan doing in Singapore? Which it's really funny. There's murals everywhere in Chinatown. I think in most countries we call them by the onomatopoeia of the sound they make. What sound do lizards make? Oh yeah, here's the sign. Tiki tiki. Tick tiki. Tick tiki. Yeah, I don't know what they call lizards in Singapore. Singapore is or was a British colony, so a lot of the citizens there end up just learning how to speak English. They do have a sort of Singaporean slang attached to it though, called Singlish. Um, so there, oftentimes it does sound like I don't know. I don't want to say like Cockney slang, but some they'll just say words that don't make sense sometimes. Where I'm from, we just call it default to call all lizards geckos. Interesting, like a rattling noise. I see. But yeah, so the second floor of the coffee shop was actually a coffee museum, and they had a lot of these like just like a lot of like retro memorabilia. And I have a few more photos of it, of some of the stuff I saw out there. It was also like they also gave like a small history lesson on like the British colony days and when they got their independence, and kind of how Singapore was like pretty much a third world country in the 80s once they got their independence, but in what 40 short years they became like a first world country all on their own. But yeah, so they have different ways of ordering coffee. I think stream can see it pretty well. Like I ordered this Copio, which is black coffee with sugar. A regular Kopi is black coffee with condensed milk. Kopi C is black coffee, condensed milk, and evaporated milk. Kopi O Kosong is just black coffee, nothing added. So you can see how like they all have these different names for how to order coffee, and it's just how they do it there. You want to try them all? I mean, some of these sound really sweet, to be honest. Coffee was really good though. Let's see. Shop was a real vibe though. They had a mini museum on the second floor, and you could bring your order up there. Yeah, there's tables. You actually can't see my mouse, but there's basically tables at inside the museum that you could bring your order to and kind of just sit down and enjoy everything. Old cash registers. There was like old TVs, old radios, old coffee brewing equipment. There were like these miniatures everywhere. I'm a little bit surprised I didn't post any of it though. I guess it got the point across, or maybe my phone was dying because I'd already been up and out of the apartments, out of the hotel since like 6 that morning. Welcome back, Whiskey. Wow, I found a small clownfish. That's me. A huge perch. How's everyone doing though? Hope you're doing all right. I'm surprised we already made it to our first hour mark. I'll have to take a break soon and also drink a lot of water because I've been talking a lot. Oh yeah, so after the coffee shop, I met up with my fiance, and this art was done by our good friend Shark. Today is actually Shark's birthday, so you guys should go wish Shark a very happy birthday. Shark's been doing art for me since I started streaming, to be honest. It's been 6 years since I started talking to Shark. He's been doing art for me ever since. I think Shark has drawn, I don't know, I have to count, but like between Mika And between Mika and Shark, these two have drawn more fan art for me than any other artist that I've worked with, any other person in this community. Sarah, thank you for the community hydrate. Evan, please take a sip of water. Maple, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you so much for stopping by. Maple City Boo. Ah! I shouldn't have hit enter. It was right the first time. Let me see if I can do that again. No, I need to type it out again. My shoutouts don't work unless it is the English version of their name. I can't just use the Japanese. There we are. Maple's been playing a lot of Monster Hunter World lately. She's incredible at it. I think she mains Hunting Horn. At least from the last couple of times I've watched her play, she's been maining Hunting Horn. Whiskey! Congrats on your level up. Wow, it's a small tuna. We found Alcor, guys. Congrats. It is a cute name. Maple is a Japanese VTuber. We met through our good friend Kuma-san. Kuma is, if you remember, the one who drew the pixel art. This one right here. Axie, welcome in. Hello, hello. It's good to see you again. I hope you've been well. We have been slowly recapping the trip while we play web fishing. I actually need to get more bait soon. So let's carry on a little bit further. Yeah. So you go live, but Firestar and I were just finishing using my sister's kids to move the mountain of books downstairs. Slicer, welcome back. Yes, I am back. Hello, hello. Now, the inspiration behind this art was that when my partner and I first met, it was through Final Fantasy XIV. And at the time, she and I were raiding together, right? And there is a meme where raid couples are always, you know, the guy is the tank and the guy has his e-girl healer girlfriend, right? Well, the roles were flipped in this case because my partner was the warrior at the time, our warrior tank, and I was the scholar healer. So that was the inspiration behind this art. She was at one point the #1 warrior in all of Excalibur. Fellow support enjoyer. You see, Donut, it wasn't necessarily that I enjoyed playing support classes. The reason why I became a healer for raid is because I didn't trust any other healer to do it right. I was originally a Dragoon main. I had been playing Dragoon for 3 years prior, right? I was a DPS main. I love Dragoons. I still like Dragoons a whole lot. I like the aesthetic of Dragoons. But when I was raiding with my friends, every single time we started a new raid tier, we always had to refill our healers. For some reason, our healers just kept leaving, right? Most of the time is because, you know, they got a new job or the schedules didn't line up or they wanted to try something different. You know, we always had to replace the healers. And I always figured, being the one who had to do the replacing, because I was one of the raid leaders, it was always easier to replace a DPS than a healer, because people don't like playing healers in raids. People want to play the DPS, right? Loki, welcome back. You cleaned up real fast. But so I decided, okay, I'm gonna hang up my DPS hat and become a healer. So I ended up becoming a scholar, because I was playing a scholar a little bit more casually. It's when I would whenever I needed to do my dailies and I wanted the fast queues, I would play scholar, and I was pretty confident in my ability to heal. This just wasn't my first choice, but you know, we Retsu, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. So yeah, I ended up being a healer main, and that's kind of how everything slowly came together. DPS are disposable. I control the rate at which you die. But yeah, I mean, I've kind of always been that sort of like aggressive DPS healer, because I remember the tanks in my raid group being jealous that I was out damaging them despite being a healer. And I know there was what was it? I think it was like last year or 2 years ago when Overwatch 2 came out, and like Loki and Rogu and a couple of the other dudes were playing Overwatch 2 again. I would join them sometimes, and I would play support characters, right? I'd play Brigitta, or I forget what her name was, the one that shoots lasers out of her hands. That healer, the one that shoots bouncing orbs and whatnot. And it'd be like, yeah, Ave is on fire. Ave is getting the highest kill. Moira, yeah, that's right. Ave is getting the highest kills on the team. Ave is like getting kill streaks with Brigitta and Moira. Like, can you stop? Like, Ave, stop stealing all the plays of the game every single time. And that's kind of stuck with me throughout. Yeah, DPS Mercy, even DPS Mercy. I actually have a clip in my my channel trailer of me getting 2 kills. Like, I was the last person alive. The payload was right at the very end, and I was hiding on the chandelier as Mercy. And then I dropped down on top of the enemy and just started killing people until like Loki and Alex and Shady came back from respawning right at the end. Let's see. Look at you grabbing the number 1 for yourself. The number 1. I forget what that context was. Real talk though, one of my best friends met her husband through Tumblr for Warhammer 40k RP communities. Hilarious. Oh god, yeah, the other players as supports are way too predictable. My friend who got me into League before I left made me her support because she made ADC, and even though I played other roles, I was always like, no one else can play this role properly. I'll be support. Yeah, I'm like an extremely cynical support. Like, I don't trust other people to do it right, so I have to be the one to do it. Let's see. Did Shtari tell you I get to see you tomorrow? And Bruno? Oh, I'm jealous. Actually gets to see Bruno tomorrow. We live in a society that forces us to be the supports. Aggressive DPS healer, yeah, that's why I play Retribution Pally and WoW for so long. Actually, my fiance played Retribution Pally back during Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, out DPSing all of us. It was great. I'd main support in Overwatch, but I can't stop myself from picking Mei frame 1. Ave is the beast support. I was a sniper main when I played, so I got flamed a lot. League gross. League is gross. I played League like a couple times in high school, but I honestly I'm terrible at MOBAs. They don't really click for me. I can't play them too well. Thank you for the lurk, Austin. Bruno has been crazy heavily this week. Yeah, I've been seeing the photos. I think honestly, I think cats kind of have some sort of inherent knowledge about how their owners are doing. So like Loki, I know you haven't been feeling too great because of your nerve blockers, or at least you're trying to get your nerve blockers. So I think Bruno's been catching on, right? He wants to hang out because you don't seem like you're at 100%. At least that's what I think. I feel like Bruno's smart enough to tell. They just know. Yeah, Nerf Pain has been on the suck. Shot us tomorrow at least. Good luck. League is icky, but is as my moon boy, so I suffer. Which one's the moon boy? Is it Said or is it Fell? I don't remember. I think it's the Fell one. I only know their ship name. I don't actually know their actual names. The only reason I got into League is that some dude I never... Asphelios, there you go. Mika, I don't know League characters. I only know ship names because of you. The only reason I got into League is that some dude I never saw again told me I was bad and lit the flames of vengeance within me. So I didn't just stop until I was better than all my friends. Still am, and I haven't played the game in months. You're an influence, yes. Mika, you're an influencer. Welcome to the club. Let's see. After we met up, we got some Anzo beef noodles. I love Anzo beef noodles. These came with hand cut flat noodles. So they basically have a blade that they cut by hand into these sort of strips, these flat strips, and they throw it in the broth. I love these noodles. I wish I could get it somewhere close by. Unfortunately, I can't. But it was really good. I hope I can get it again soon. And then we walked around and went to a couple different malls. Singapore is full, absolutely full of malls. Like there's an incredible amount of malls in Singapore. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, we went to a Toys R Us. And Toys R Us actually sells like nanoblocks and figures and like Sylvian friends. I know a couple of friends who like to collect Sylvians. But yeah, Kirby. We love Kirby here. I ended up getting one of these. I was hoping to gift it to a friend. Actually, I have a couple nanoblocks that Alcor has shipped to me. I have a little Stingray. Alcor had given Hilder a Dragonite nanoblock. Alcor's super cool. The Flames of Vengeance is a powerful motivator. It is. Carby. Yeah, these are cute. And then once the day was over, let's see, what did we do? We went home, played with the cats, watched some anime until dinner. What was the series we started? Let me see if I can find it. So we had started a series. It was like it was like a samurai anime where like the main character is really good at running away. So he has like 100% dodge chance, but he can't attack for shit. So he's, you know, he's like a Fire Emblem Lord, right? And like literally he's a Fire Emblem Lord because he was supposed to be the next emperor, and then he gets like one of his most loyal soldiers betrays him and kills everyone. So he gets deposed. Everyone's out to kill him, and he needs to like remake his army so he can become emperor again. It's literally a Fire Emblem character. He got 0 strength and 100% speed growth. I'm trying to remember what the show is called though. Let's see. The Elusive Samurai is what it's called. That is literally Fire Emblem. Is that the Notorious Stalker one? No, it's called the elusive samurai. So that was a pretty good show. It starts out like feeling very like happy-go-lucky, like everything is fine, you know, very like hilarious, very comedic, and then it just gets really dark very fast. So I definitely recommend it. Um, Giving it a try. It's a pretty good show. It's not like the best show I've ever seen, but I definitely did enjoy it. And of course, played with the cats. Love playing with Coco and Cookie. And then we took a walk over to the Hawker Center. If you guys aren't familiar, Hawker Centers are kind of like these outdoor sorry, these sort of like outdoor food courts. Kind of, you can kind of think of it as the setup as similar to like mall food courts, but they're on the outside. They're all small business owned, and unlike mall food courts, like these are phenomenal food. Really cheap stuff, but phenomenal food. Because it's one of those things where like there's so many of these hawker centers all out throughout Singapore that like if you want to stand out, if you want to make money, you have to have cheap, affordable food, but also really good food. If you're selling crap food, you're not going to last as a hawker store. So that's kind of what keeps the quality really high and the prices really low is the competition. So we had chicken satay, which is a staple in Singapore, with some peanut sauce with the chicken. And then we had this thing called carrot cake. It's not actually made with carrots. It's just it in Chinese. Turnips are called white carrots, so they call it carrot cakes, but it's really just these sort of like very soft, like almost rice cake-y texture, made out of turnips. And it was stir fried in bean sauce, and it's absolutely delicious. Lizards aren't real in some countries, so says the rumor mill. I am just a figment of your imagination. Just kidding. I'm in one of those countries where lizards are real. But yeah, so we had that dinner, and then we had split up for the day. I went back to my hotel. She was currently staying at her parents' place. So next morning, again, I was still suffering from some pretty bad jet lag where I was just waking up a lot earlier than I was used to. So I decided to get some breakfast by myself. This was a place just outside of my hotel. It was just like a little, you know, a chic cafe. And I got myself a latte. Fancy drink. I think it was a hazelnut latte and a mushroom omelet. So I've never actually had an omelet with balsamic vinaigrette on it, so I wasn't sure what to expect. It was actually not too bad. It was definitely different from what I'm used to, but it was pretty good. I am all out of bait. I need to go grab some more. Oh, hey. Hello there. Chiaroscuro honey thief. Hello. Do I know you? You're just a silly guy. I'm gonna grab some bait. Please introduce yourself. Alright. We got worm bait and crickets. Let's sell all of my fish. I kind of wish there was a sell all button. Alright. I've learned the optimal traveling is by doing these sort of nosedives. You're here to pillage my home. Don't do that. We need that. Do you know how much a home costs in this economy? Anyways, let's go back. But yeah, this was actually this omelet was actually pretty delicious. Let's see. So we ended up getting breakfast, and then while we were watching anime the other night, my partner was actually very interested in getting into a new card game. So what ended up happening was when we did get to meet up, she decided, let's go visit card shops because I want to start playing Grand Archive. And I'm like, sure, I guess. I've never really heard of Grand Archive besides like I know a couple people who play, but I've never really looked too deep into it. You guys know I used to play the Fire Emblem TCG, right? So I'm familiar with how to approach physical TCGs. So we ended up going to a couple different card shops to look at their stock, and we found one that actually did sell Grand Archive. So I ended up buying a Arizona starter deck and a booster box of my own. So booster boxes contain, I want to say like 16 booster packs. I feel like that's not right. I feel like it's closer to 18. I think it's 18 booster packs because there's 3 lanes. So I guess 6 packs at each lane. Oh, that's Munch Muffins. Okay, Munch Muffins, you're welcome to stay. As long as you're not a sussy person, you're welcome to stay. You fell down a hole. You're coming. Hello. I shall take my leave. I must lock in. See you later, Donut. Really appreciate you hanging out. I remember asking if anyone played Grand Archive. Apparently no one played Grand Archive, or I got suppressed. I'm not sure what it was, but like no one was no one seemed to care that I was playing Grand Archive. And I feel like even now no one really cares that I play Grand Archive. Anyways, I opened up the starter deck, right? And lo and behold, inside the starter deck was a foil signed card, or called a CSR. It's very, very low chance for a signed foil to be inside starter decks, but it is possible. I was surprised to have pulled it since it was like the last starter deck in that store for this character, Arizona. I wasn't expecting to pull a signed card either. And when I went to go check the price of the card on TCG Player, it was most recently sold for $650. I saw the post, but I don't play, so I did not answer. It's okay. I'm not like sweating over it. But yeah, $650 for a card, a starter deck that I bought for like $15. I was like, yeah, that makes up our money, especially since the boxes themselves cost $100 each, a little over $100 each. So this one card basically gave us a profit. Hey, that's not a 6? What do you mean? Oh, sorry, you can't actually see. Sorry. It is a 6. No, sorry, it's because of the cropping. Let me see if I can fix this. There we go. This number here, right in the middle. It is the market price, the most recent sale, and then on the bottom is the listed median. So I wouldn't go by that. Most recent sale was $650. My bad. I didn't realize that because of the way it's cropped, you guys couldn't see it. But as far as like the boxes themselves, we didn't get shit. We didn't get anything from our booster boxes. So the money card ended up being from the signed card that we got the card from. Oh my god, a seahorse and behind you. Move button Y. Ah, okay. Hey Bean Munch Muffins went off. Maybe we'll see them again soon. But yeah, I guess a great start. I haven't sold the card yet, so technically I'm still very, very negative. Because we've been buying so many cards since we started playing, and we haven't sold a single one. So I'm very deep in the red in terms of how much money I've spent in this game so far. Let's see. And then we also got some lunch. We went to a Japanese restaurant that was very popular for selling sashimi bowls. You can just keep buying more and it's free money. Trust me, it works. No. I fell into this hole before, Roko. I played way too much Fire Emblem TCG, all right? So I know what's happening here. We're just buying more and more boosters just to be like, well, we're probably going to turn a profit, so it doesn't matter if we spend $1,000 on these cards. If the value of these cards is, you know, $1,100, it's always going to be, you know, a net positive the more cards we buy. Like, no, that's a folly. Don't think like that. Anyways, I ended up getting the salmon belly bowl, which was absolutely delicious. I love salmon belly. Salmon belly is a lot fattier, has these sort of white marks on it. Super like melt in your mouth sashimi. It was delicious. I also had a cup of I think it was Asahi. I don't think I ordered a Sapporo. I think it was an Asahi beer to go with it, and it was delicious. Later that day, we went back to the parents' apartment, and I think we weren't getting dinner with the parents that day. We were getting dinner with the parents a different day, but I think we wanted to bring back like the cards and stuff, drop it off. Singapore weather is extremely hot and extremely humid, so if you spend too much time out in the sun, you start to get very, very sweaty. So I just wanted to stay in an air-conditioned room for a little bit after all the walking and public transportation that we did. But came back. Of course, Coco wanted attention again, so we hung out with Coco. Gave Coco some neck scratches. I took a photo of Coco hiding underneath the couch. I was like, what is this? Is that a rug? What are you doing down there, Coco? Mysterious fluff monster hiding under the couch. And then my dog does that sometimes. Adorable. I don't know how they fit in there though. Are cats liquid? Of course cats are liquid. But welcome back, Vera. Are you done with the dinner already? First time he did that, we were both panicking that he got out. Oh man. Ah! Hey, it's a nice tuna. Are you gonna slap him with this tuna again? Dinner was good. Had leftover beef tips and noodles. That sounds delicious. I'm actually pretty hungry. I was waiting for my brother to come back from work. He said he was going to bring some food home on the way back, so I'm just stalling until he gets back. Oh, I had some treasure chests. Green beanie, hell yeah. And a blue beanie. Should I wear the green beanie or the blue one? How do I look, guys? I feel it. I kind of look like a homeless person because like the darker coat on my face looks more like a 9 o'clock shadow. Like I'm unshaven. I kind of look like a homeless person. And then the flannel, of course. Maybe I'll leave the hat off for now. Or maybe I should just get a different color. Vera! Welcome in, welcome in. Enjoy the tutorial. You saw a dude go flying? Interesting. Not sure where that was from. Apparently Muffins was flying. Oh yeah, anyways. So for it was Muffins who went flying, not me. Why are you doing that for, Roko? Anyways, we went to a mall nearby and we had some dinner. There's a lot of like places to like sit down restaurants located inside malls in Singapore. I guess that's not like super different than the West. It's for camaraderie, I see. We all got to go flying one of these days. What was I saying? But like the way these work, like kind of think about like like Western malls, right? Imagine going to a food court in a Western mall, right? And it's like, you know, like the different options are just along the wall, and everything in the middle is, you know, like tables and stuff, tables and chairs. In Singapore, they have something similar to that, where they have like a food court, but then they'll have like in the middle of these food courts just like restaurants. So they'll have like walls and shit like in the middle of the food court, or like not always walls, but sometimes it's like a like fencing, or like it's like cordoned off areas, and they just be like restaurants in the middle of food courts. Dividers, yeah, there'd be dividers too. It's like this was an example of one of those like restaurants that was just in a food court. Like sit down, like wait staff. The kitchen was not inside the divided area. It was like adjacent to it, so they'd have to like walk like across like public mall walking paths. It's kind of hard to describe. You kind of have to just see it, and then like bring the food, like, and then get the food to the servers, and the servers would put it at your table. It's like familiar but also different. But we ended up going to this French restaurant that was literally called Chicken. It was a French restaurant that literally called Chicken, and they served like roast chicken, like whole roasted chicken. We ended up ordering I don't remember if this was the couples set or just like one of their dinner sets. I think it was a couples set, since it was a little bit more affordable. And it had a half chicken with cream sauce, French onion soup, and seafood pasta. Chicken looks phenomenal. I think I would have gone with a different flavor for the cream sauce, I think, in my opinion. The French onion soup was delicious. I wish there was more of it. And then the seafood pasta was kind of interesting. I know personally I'm not the biggest fan of seafood pastas. But my partner really likes it. Here it was kind of okay. It felt like some of the seafood wasn't super fresh. I know one of there's like these clams in it, and if you guys didn't know, if you cook clams and the clams don't open up while they're being cooked, it means that they were already dead. So these clams had already been dead before cooking, and they were essentially rotting inside their shells. They don't, if they're still closed after cooking, do not eat it. Do not force it open. Do not eat it, because you're going to get sick. So there was like one of them in there. Some of the squids were kind of chewy, so it wasn't like my favorite dish, but I think like the sauce was pretty good. It was okay. The chicken was pretty good too. Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to take a picture of the train card that my partner had given me. So utterly cute. This is cute. This is very cute. I love otters. Train card given to me by my significant otter. So this was the next day. We got like a early brunch. We went to this sort of like traditional Chinese restaurant. Do not expect me to pronounce this. I don't know how to pronounce this. I think Havey would be able to pronounce it pretty well. Diansha. No. Otters are amazing. Don't hold me against that pronunciation. It was terrible. I can tell it was terrible. Havey would be ashamed. Ah, it's Munch Muffins. Hello. I'm fishing on bridge because rain. I found a skull. I don't know what it does. Sacrificial offerings. Oh boy. But yeah, they are famous for their duck. Their roast duck. They have like this sort of herbal roast duck sauce to go with it. It was really delicious. We ended up getting like they have like these sets that ends up being like multi-course meals, which was kind of a lot more food than I was expecting for what's it called? I guess I didn't have any of the photos for it. I only sent the one. But basically we had what was considered the business set, and I guess it's what they expect you to buy if you're bringing like a client here to talk stuff. So you'll get the business set. And it was like a 6-course meal, I think. 6 or 7-course meal with soup and a lot of other dishes. It started out with fish maw soup or fish stomach soup. It's a very popular Asian dish. You guys haven't had it before? Super delicious, super flavorful. Definitely a must try if you guys ever have a chance to. Then we got served like other dishes. I think there was a tofu dish. There was a fried fish dish. The fried fish was definitely my favorite out of all the bunch. We eventually got served the duck as shown here. Guys, I'm getting hungry. Just looking at this video again, I'm getting hungry, but the food isn't here yet. Maybe I'll take a quick break in a little few minutes and grab a snack. Surprisingly and almost disappointingly, the duck actually wasn't that great. My partner said that she was a little bit surprised that the duck wasn't that great either, because it's way better than it was today. Maybe we just got unlucky. I thought I had more photos, but I guess I didn't take any of it. Duck is usually the best. Yeah, I love eating duck, but I guess this one just wasn't it. But it ended up being a very expensive lunch, and I think this day we were like shopping. Either we were going to more card shops. Well, we definitely went to a couple of card shops. I was trying to find new shoes, because at this point I had completely walked off the bottom of my shoes. It was actually so bad that like the bottom of my shoe had a hole in it from all the walking that we did, and like I was getting really bad blisters from all the walking, and I needed new shoes, so we ended up going to a place to buy new pairs of sneakers for me while I was here. But oh man, I was spending way too much money that day, so I said let's get something really cheap for dinner. So we went to We went to what's the place called? Sukiya, I think. Sukiya is a Japanese chain that sells beef bowls. So we ordered this yakiniku dan, um, and I got an extra large bowl of rice to go with it because it's extra rice is free. And I was pretty hungry, but I didn't want to pay for a fancy meal. And the bowl was like less than $10, and it filled me up. So I'd say that was pretty damn good. Yeah, I was happy. And the last time I had this was when I was in Japan, so it's definitely nice to have like all these options in Singapore for you to eat. A lot of like Japanese chains like to open up shops in Singapore. Unfortunately, you may never see these chains appear in the United States. So this is one of the few chances I get to actually go to these places. You can dream, we can all dream. Let's see. So the next day, so I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I literally said, gee, I should slow down on buying food, right? Because I'm spending way too much money on food during this trip. Well, the next day I decided, you know what? I kind of want to go to conveyor belt sushi. And I definitely ordered way too much. I ate everything. And the quality was pretty good. Conveyor belt sushi is surprisingly like pretty decent quality food for not that expensive. I mean, like me and my brother really used to like going to sushi buffets or like all you can eat restaurants just so that we can kind of eat our money's worth of sushi. But after a while, I kind of feel like yeah, I can make my money back after eating, 30 plates of salmon sashimi, but in the end, it's like you're kind of just eating all of the same flavor. So yes, it's money efficient to eat to eat a whole bunch at all you can eat buffets, but the flavors start to like blend together, and it doesn't feel like a very good experience, I guess. So I like to go to these conveyor belt sushi restaurants because they're not the most affordable, but I think they are more affordable than going to like a Japanese restaurant. Obviously, still going to be more expensive than going to like an all-you-can-eat buffet. But what I do like is the variety of dishes you can order, and it's like they're all like sampler sizes too, right? Like you don't have to order a whole plate of any one thing and expect to eat all of it. You get these sort of more sampler size. You can kind of try different things, experience different flavors, so that in the end, the experience wasn't like you gouging down, 10 pounds worth of salmon sashimi. Instead, you get to try a little bit different things, experience different flavors. It makes it so that it's not particularly boring by the end of it. It still definitely adds up, especially if you can fit a lot of it in you. So I think this ended up being like $40 or $50 worth of sushi that I ended up eating by myself because my partner was getting tired from all the walking, so she wanted to just stay home that day and rest. I met up with her later that day because we needed to go get dinner with her parents. So that is what we did on the next page. So we at dinner I met my parents, grandparents, and aunt. We had famous chili crab. Singapore is known for their chili crab dish. It was quite good. It was good for, I'm trying to think. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of crab. But it was still very good. And this place was very famous for their chili crab and seafood dishes. You basically have to get going. Have a good stream. Thank you, Zari. Have a good night. Coop, welcome in. So yeah, they have a steamed chili crab. And they have these sort of like, I'm trying to think. I don't think it's like bread. It's like sort of like bread, but it's not really bread. But basically it's used to absorb all of, like the sauces. So you eat a little bit of crab, you grab this bread thing, you dip it in the sauce and you eat it together. So that, like all of it gets eaten in the end. And it was delicious. But yeah, first, so I have met my fiance's grandparents before. I've met my fiance's grandparents and her mom back when she was graduating college. That was the first time I'd met them. But it was so long ago, and they weren't really there to meet me. They were there to see my fiance after so many years, because I don't think they had visited her since she had left to go to attend college. And I didn't mind that, right? Like, we were dating at the time. It was still pretty early in our relationship, so like if her mom was like, well, this probably won't last, so I don't need to spend any effort getting to know Ave, yeah, totally understandable. I didn't take offense to it, but surprise, surprise, and I ended up being the person that she would marry. So she kind of had to force herself to get to know me now. But it was the first time meeting my fiance's aunt. Let's see. Oh, I actually explained that next tweet. I have met her grandparents before, but not her aunt. The aunt has a small child who, upon entering the restaurant, made a beeline straight for me and gave me a hug despite not knowing who I was. This story was very sweet and also very surprising. Like, so we had got there, we had got to our table. The parents had booked a reservation for us, so the grandparents were already there. We had sat down, but the aunt and her family hadn't showed up yet, so we were just like looking at the menu, ordering drinks. And then after a few minutes, the aunt shows up with her husband and her kid, and this child is probably like 4 or 5 years old, something pretty young. And like he was holding on to like toys in his hand, and as soon as he saw our table, for some reason he ran straight towards me and gave me a hug. Like, he's never met me before, he doesn't know my name. But he did it anyways, and like even like his parents were surprised, my fiance's parents were surprised. They're like, oh, like, okay, sure. And then like after dinner we all went for a walk. And I think when we were separating so that the aunt could go home, the aunt introduced me to her son as, yeah, that's your cousin Ave. And he's like, he's my cousin? What? So like I don't know what he was expecting. But it was definitely very funny. My water's out. I will need to get some more in a few minutes. Although we've been going at this for almost 2 hours, so I should probably swap this out soon. Hey, it's a sunfish. Also, Haby, how did you get the gay title? Thank you for the hydrate, Axie. Everyone, please take a sip of water. All right. How did you get the gay title? Say it again. I need to turn you up. How? What a call out. By being gay. Kavy, how did you get gay? Kidding, I got it for a chest, but you can buy it at the hub from the possum. I see. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I think I hear my brother in the other room, so that means there's food. So let me grab this. My lovely fishing friend, my fishing buddy who's been getting fish for me. Born that way, baby. Love to hear it. Hell yeah. All right. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. I'm gonna run an ad. So feel free to flee. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Hello, I am back. Thank you for sticking around for this extended break. I ended up eating a little bit of dinner and playing this fishing game. Wow, it's a sea turtle. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. I actually forgot to do a mic check. Yes, it's me. Hello, Snake. I'm going to assume that audio is still fine. That's a lot of money. Yes, it is? Oh, thank you. I just need to remember to actually mute my mic. Who wrote this? Who did this? Does this say Ave Stinky? How dare. So rude. Welcome back, Ika. Yeah, you can get chalk. Let's see what upgrades we can get. We should get some new bait, I think. All right. Try out the new baits and we should upgrade our fishing rod after. I'm getting stalled out and bullied in my own server. Oh, Vera's now cat. Where are my molas? Ah! I'm getting smalls. I'm not mindful. I'm not demure. I'm really feeling it. It's an oyster. And a coin. Oh my god. Yeah, see, he can grief himself. Wait, you don't have Drake typing it. What do you mean I don't have drunk typing? Hey B, deliver more beer, please. Get me more beer then. This is absolutely insane. No, you. Oh my god, how did I miss like that? This is excellent. All right. Where did we leave off? I think we're about halfway done with the trip. Not gonna lie, I came back and I thought Eve was playing a new game. I mean, which part? The fishing game on the bottom, my Twitter feed on the left, or this pixel art I have in the background, Yaza? The pixel art is very impressive. Very convincing. Yuma-san, hello. Welcome, welcome. All that's needed now is Subway Surfer somewhere for maximum multitasking. That would be way too much stimulation for me, Vera. I wouldn't be able to take it. I can barely handle two things at once. But yeah, let's continue about the trip. We probably will be able to finish the rest. We're about halfway done. I might speed things up a little bit. Oh my god, I'm still drunk. For the laughs. Alright, so oh my god, like Twitter really cooked the quality of these photos. It's been like 3 weeks and Twitter just absolutely destroys the quality. Anyways, my partner and I went to the aquarium they were actually having a Genshin Impact collaboration at the same time. So we actually saw cosplayers there, which honestly super brave of them to wear like cosplay in the heat in Singapore. Like we're talking 32 degrees Celsius every single day, and to wear, you know, full cosplay in that weather. Very brave of them. But I really like aquariums, and this was no exception. I like the underwater walkways too. Sea pancake. Aquariums are top tier. Yeah. When I went to go visit my fiance, she took me to the aquarium once. We got to see the otters there. Um, it was actually I don't know if you guys know, there was a very popular Twitch stream featuring a live feed of otters at the Vancouver Aquarium. I think they had to break off their agreement, I guess, with the aquarium to live stream it. So right now that Twitch channel only does clips instead of a live feed, which is a little bit of a shame, but you know, I guess it is what it is. But so we actually got to see those otters over at the Vancouver Aquarium. But I was hoping to see otters here too, but this aquarium is a little bit on the smaller side, so we actually didn't get to see any. They didn't have any otters here, surprisingly. Let's see, sea pancakes. You get to see a funny looking eel. The entire aquarium was very dark, so my camera doesn't do super great in low light. Ah, that's a lot of sharks. Why you do this? Why are you throwing sharks at me? We haven't even found the sharks yet. Ah! Haby said that eels aren't sharks. I mean, no, eels aren't snakes. I don't know if they're telling the truth though. But yeah, these eels are very funny. Eels are like snakes. That's what I said. Now I look back on some of these photos, like they're really blurry. But honestly, it was the best that my phone could take because it's just the dimness of the aquarium makes it really difficult to take photos. But I guess you kind of have to be that dim because it's not like these sea creatures see a whole lot of light being in the ocean. They have like these tiny wigglers, the ones that stick in the sand. They remind me of the wiggly guys from Monster Hunter. And I guess these are what wiglets from Pokemon are based off of. These little guys. I like jellyfish. Jellyfish I think is super cool. Like, how the heck do jellyfish work? They don't have a brain or anything. But they exist somehow. Jellyfish are really cool. I like jellyfish. Ophincthidae? Ophincthidae? Is that it? Ophincthidae is a family of fish in the order Anguilliformes, commonly known as snake eels. The term Ophincthidae comes from Greek ophis in ichthys. Ichthys. Snake eels are also burrowing eels. Yeah, we just saw some of them. These are the burrowing eels. Seahorses. I actually don't know what pun I was trying to make. I said dance seahorses. Did I mean like they were dancy? Seahorses are also cool. They're like, why are they like that? Like they're so interesting. Like why are they shaped like that? Why do they exist? They're so unique. And then like some of my favorites are leafy sea dragons. This one, like I wish I could show you because I have Twitter cropped so that it can scroll down the feed, but the Twitter preview image is just like so baked that it doesn't restore to its original quality unless I zoom in, but then it messes with the cropping. God damn it, Twitter. Everything is wrong with this website. But I like leafy sea dragons. They're very cool. We finally get to our first shark. Actually, there were some sharks in the very first photo in the underground tunnel or underwater tunnel. But as you can see, this entire tank is like majority sharks. Big sharks. Look at that eyeball. Ah, where did it go? Okay. Actually, I think we're nearing the end, so we might be able to wrap up soon. Might be able to resize the browser font. I could, but I'm too lazy because then I have to resize it again whenever I go back. Ah. And then we finished the day. We met up with one of our friends. Well, actually, it's my fiance's friend, but it's interesting. So I got introduced to my fiance through a member of my free company in Final Fantasy 14. So the friend that we got dinner with is her friend that I met before meeting her. Which is funny. But we got together for ramen, and this place was actually pretty damn good. This was also inside of a mall. They only had like less than 16 seats. So when we got there, I think 40 minutes before the restaurant opened, and there was already a line. But thankfully our place in line was less than 16 people. So we were able to be like part of the first wave in, which was super nice, but we did have to wait quite a while. But this was a very good bowl of ramen. It's a chicken ramen. So they use a chicken broth, they use a slice of chicken breast, and with a little bit of chassis. This was really good. FYI, if you like aquariums, do not read Voices of the Ocean by Susan Casey. You got it. And I think at this point, like there was like a bit of a gap. So I know there were some days where like we had spent so many days just like outside all the time, walking everywhere, taking public transportation. And I think there was like a couple days where we were just, me and my fiance and I were just dead tired. We just didn't want to leave the apartment. So we just stayed in and just dissociated, I guess. So it looks like there was a bit of a gap between photos, and it's mostly because we didn't do anything. Let's see. Great book, but you get some behind the scenes things at aquariums that one probably doesn't want to know for peace of mind. I mean, I don't mind learning about this stuff. So I think it's perfectly fine to like, I don't think aquariums are some like fantastical, mesmerizing like utopia or anything. Like I'm sure there are things about it that can be sketchy. Like I know all about how like SeaWorld is basically animal slavery, right? Like I don't mind being disillusioned to this sort of stuff. I'm not going to, what is it, like be particularly shocked to find out Santa's workshop is likely a sweatshop, right? A sweatshop in, you know, some Eastern country. You enjoyed each other's company, which is perfectly acceptable. Exactly. Honestly, like Singapore is a very um small country. So like there's not a whole lot to do there. I was in this country for 2 weeks and you basically run out of things to do by like day 4. So it was a bit of a stretch for me to be there for that long. But we you know, it wasn't necessarily just a vacation for us. We were like we were doing things in order to you know, in order for her to have permission to come back with me. This place has good cats. This place has wonderful cats. So Coco was like super attached to me by like the first week of this trip, and then Cookie finally stopped being a scaredy cat and was fine with like being within a couple feet of me. If I was like 5 feet away from Cookie, she would run away and hide. Like it, but if I stood completely still, then Cookie would have no problems like entering the room and exploring and like sniffing my luggage or any of the stuff that we had brought back from shopping out of curiosity. But like the moment I take a step remotely in Cookie's direction, she will just dart outside the room as fast as she could. But this was another thing that kind of impressed my fiance's parents was how quickly um, Cookie was able to, I'm not gonna say warm up to me, but like I guess tolerate me, tolerate being in the same space. Are you gonna be ready for Katsu and Toro? I think so. I mean, considering the distance, I might not be able to see Katsu and Toro all that much, but if we ever visit, we will. Let's see. We had another dinner with the parents and the grandparents, not the aunt this time. I think they were busy, but you can't go to Singapore without having chicken and rice. You have to get the chicken and rice when you're in Singapore. So we booked a reservation specifically at this restaurant that it's the restaurant that my fiance and her parents went to when they were when my fiance was growing up. So they brought us back to this restaurant. They're like very, very good quality food and chicken and rice and whatnot. So it was also sort of memory lane for them as well. It was nostalgic, is what I meant to say. But this was delicious. You guys haven't had chicken, like, you guys have not had chicken and rice before, you gotta get chicken and rice. It is so good. We're nearing the end. But let me finish this fishing. I some of you guys already know, but I've been like sick for the last couple of weeks. Like the moment I got back from Singapore, I got sick. And then when I thought I was getting better, I got sick again. So I'm currently recovering from the second time I got sick. Um, and it's been pretty miserable because it also means I've had to take time off of work. And like, I took 2 weeks off work. So that means I had 2 weeks of stuff to catch up on. And then I get sick for 2 weeks or like a week and a half. So now I have 2 weeks plus another week and a half works to catch up on as soon as I'm better. Thank you for the hydrate, Axie. Doesn't help the weather is all over the place. I agree. It's like hot and cold, and then cold in the morning and then hot in the afternoon, or sometimes it's just straight cold throughout the day, or sometimes it's really, really hot every day. So it has not been. I have not been treated particularly well by this weather. All right, moving on. So we're actually getting close to the end of the trip by now. I think it was only a couple days left. Firestar and I both had migraines today with him having surgery a week from Friday. He can't do any meds but Tylenol. I hope you guys feel better soon. Migraines sound terrible. I don't think I've ever had like a super serious migraine, but like this last couple of weeks, not a couple of weeks, last week, I've had like really, really, really bad sinus pressure. And it's like debilitating sinus pressure because all I want to do is just sit down and close my eyes and like squeeze my face because the sinus pressure was just really, really yeah, Whiskey, I've been curious where you've been. Like, is it just a syncing issue? Do you need to like leave and come back? 'Cause I've been wondering, like, where is Whiskey at this entire time? Chicken rice is a secret family recipe, though. I mean, you can order chicken and rice from restaurants. All these big marlins, and I'm gonna sell them. I've heard there's been like certain syncing issues with web fishing, like earlier back in the other lobby, Haby was saying that I was like frozen in place, I wasn't moving, and it wouldn't get fixed until Haby had left the lobby and come back. So it is kind of weird that we can't see you, Whiskey. Probably makes sense why you didn't see me at spawn, yeah. SMH, that's what you got to offer. Check out this quality instead. Havy just gave me some quality weed. Speaking of, you should look at spawn. I will be right there, Whiskey. You should put a hot, damp cloth on your sinuses, which could help with the sinuses. So I've actually recovered from the sinuses. Got a flounder. What did you give me, Haby? You gave me some glistening weed. Oh man, that is some high quality weed right there. Whiskey, I'm on my way. The fastest form of travel is diving. I wasn't even the one who caught the hammerhead shark. Aww. That's cute. Did you draw me pregnant again? Whiskey. Pregante. What did I do to deserve this? Man, Ape is still on the pier next to me on my screen. Supposed to be a peace sign? It's just hard to do with shock. Yeah, I believe it. To me, it looks like I've lifted up my shirt again, but maybe it's because... Ow. Did you just punch me? Take that. Take that. I don't know where you are, but take that. I can't believe Whiskey's a ghost and she just punched me. You punched me at the pier? I didn't even notice. Man, this sinking is like all over the place. Should sell all the fish. Thanks for the dank weed. There, peace sign. Let's see. Guess the rod speed is probably best. I see Haby. Ah, there it is. I see now. You don't know how to punch? There's a boxing glove you can buy from the accessory possum. And when you equip it, you can punch people. But I guess like Haby punched me at the... Wait, am I still in the bushes for you? I actually don't know. I don't see you. Haby is next to me, but Haby shouldn't be next to me. Haby should be at the pier. But also, like, because my body was stuck at the pier for Haby, Haby punched me and then I got punched while at spawn. I can see you drawing. It's like we're talking to a ghost. Whiskey, give us a sign. Give us a sign. Oh, this is funny. This is so funny that this is just appearing. Can anyone else see Whiskey, or is Whiskey still invisible? That's cute though. Can't see them either. Put an X marks the spot. That's hilarious. We're just seeing it being drawn, but we don't see where you are. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Thank you for the chalk art, Whiskey. I appreciate it. Even if this one does look like it, you drew me pregnant again. You might spawn back in if you need to leave and come back. Looks like Vera got her hands on some chalk. You know what? What? There's so many buckets here. Shiny, microscopic salmon, and a shining. I almost autopiloted a drawing. I should go back and see what you drew. You just started doodling. I'll come back and see what you drew. Excuse me. This isn't Twitch safe. How childish. Oh no, I'm being erased. My existence. I'm being Thanos snapped. It's a face? Yeah, okay. I'm sure it's a face. Happy face with a nose. Yeah, okay. You're gonna get me banned on Twitch, Vera. All right, let's go back to the timeline. A couple of days left on the trip. So I think at this point of the trip, like it was like the last few days, and I started craving like American food because I just eaten so much Asian food, like really, really Asian food for the last couple of weeks. At some point, I was like, you know what I could go for? Pizza. And part of it was because like we were watching during the couple of days where we were just like, you know, not doing anything. We were watching YouTube together on the couch, and we like to watch food videos together. Um, and we ended up just. I just realized the music had stopped. No one told me the music stopped. All right. I'm kidding. I'm not mad. We were watching like best pizza in like this part of the world or something. I forget, or maybe it was like best pizza in Connecticut or New York. So I was like, you know, I could really go for some pizza. And it's like, pizza in Singapore? Like, okay, well, I guess we'll start Googling some places. So we went to a place called Blue Label, and this was like this place was like such a vibe. It was like a hole in the wall, like literally we're following the GPS, and the GPS was like taking us through like alleyways and like behind restaurants. Like it was awkward because like we would go in these alleyways and we would pass by like service workers, you know, who were just chilling in like on their breaks smoking a cigarette and behind the restaurant. We'd like walk past them. At some point like a truck drove down the alleyway, and it's like so narrow that it was basically the width of that truck. So we were like, where the fuck do we stand so this truck can get by? It was really crazy. And eventually we found it, and we went inside, and it's like going inside of a lounge. I missed anything you said about the pregnant doodle because I had to run off for one little ad. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, the little one. Sorry, you didn't get an ad. I was like, I was surprised if you were to get an ad. I was like, what the heck? Let's see. Yay, we can see you again. Can't believe you drew me pregnant again. Can't believe. Look at you, all innocent looking. And yet you drew this. What did I do to deserve this? Yeah, I figured out on the second attempt at reading that you meant your kiddo. Can I sit on this bench? You'll do it again. I'm like sort of sitting on this bench. Let's just drink the rest of these beers. Oh my god, everyone's getting their hands on the... Is that RGB chalk? AB got some RGB chalk. Gamer chalk. So yeah, so like inside this restaurant, it was like stepping into like a business lounge, right? Like everyone was wearing, like the host was wearing like a suit head to toe. The wait staff was like white shirt, tie, black pants, leather shoes. They were playing music like they had pulled the playlist off of the Guardians of the Galaxy mixtape. um it was, and we were the only ones there because we ended up going at like 2 or 3 p.m., like some really weird time between lunch and dinner. So like they were just prepping for dinner time, but they still let us come in there and order food. I remember like after we had ordered, um the one of the wait staff like brought a sack of potatoes to the bar to like start prepping uh potatoes for their french fries. These fries were absolutely delicious. This was their version of poutine. So it's like melted cheese. I think the stuff on top was truffle, like shaved truffles. Um, and the egg. This was actually delicious. And then I remember they had given us like a bottle of sparkling water, and we had downed the bottle. It was like a bottle of Perrier, right? And when we had finished the first bottle, because we'd been walking around a lot, and the fries were pretty salty, and then the pizza is pretty greasy as well. We ordered a second. They gave us another bottle, not knowing that like you had to pay per bottle of Perrier. And I think it was like $18 per bottle of Perrier. I was like, holy shit. We had no idea. Ember, thank you for that community hydrate. Everyone please take a sip of water. Ember, do you play web fishing? Pizza. Hearing you say Perrier like that is so fascinating. Am I saying it wrong? You're addicted to web fishing? We have the lobby code if you want to come in here. Please tell me if I'm saying it wrong, Mika. Bepsis. Anyways, the pizza we had ordered was like this sort of Tex-Mex pizza. Although they said it was like a Mexican Lebanese pizza. Perrier. It's French, or how my nana in commercials would say. Oh, okay, that's fair. I'm dumb. Perrier. Anyways, I explained to my partner that like Perrier water is just regular water. There's nothing fancy about Perrier water, but they get to overcharge it anyways because it's French, But yeah, like $18 a bottle is for 750 mils, by the way. $18. It was definitely getting ripped off. I think I missed the gate chalk, yeah. You need higher camper tier though? Oh, that's funny. Eraser is DLC only. Amogus. Hey, it's Ember. Sus. Ember, can we get a doodle redeem? I'm still drunk. What does this say? Snakes are better? False. I can't believe I got called stinky. I found a drink that's supposed to make you bigger, but I don't see anything. Maybe you need to drink more. Quit telling me I'm small. what was it? Oh yeah, so like it was like it had like tortilla chips in it, the lemon, it had chorizo, uh, and it had like this. I forget what the sauce was. I need to actually maybe I can still look it up. I remember telling myself that I was gonna look up what was on this pizza. Blue Label pizza. If the website would load, but this thing was absolutely delicious. It was expensive as all hell, but it was delicious. What was it? It was so it's called Mexico by Day, Lebanon by Night, and it's pork belly al pastor, chipotle base poblano, pineapple, guac crema, and chicharrones. Not chorizo, but chicharrones. And this thing was delightful. It also came with I don't think I have it. No, so I don't have a picture of it, but they gave you a bottle of chili olive oil to put onto the pizza and fries. And I swear we went through like 2/3 the bottle of the chili oil. We we went through so much of it. Oh my god. It was good. This whole thing was good. It was damn expensive, but it was good. I would come back here. Because like the vibes were perfect, the food's great. I would stick to one bottle of Perrier instead of two, but it was good, very delightful. Let's see. AB hasn't quit telling me it's small. Okay, no one's anything. And I guess the last couple of pictures is we met up with our mutual friend one last time. We went and got Japanese barbecue. Because so like I think if you live in the United States, like maybe the only Japanese barbecue you're familiar with is gyukaku. But you like if you're going all the way to Singapore, why are you gonna go to gyukaku, right? So there's like a couple options for you. You can either go to another Japanese chain for Japanese barbecue called Yakiniku Like. It's Yakiniku and like. So there the shop sign has a thumbs up on it. I don't know how they came up with this name. I just think it's funny. But we ended up going to a hawker center instead that had a Japanese barbecue. So we were sitting outside basically. And like it was getting cloudy, so we were worried about it. It was worried about whether it was going to rain while we were eating barbecue. But honestly, I think it was a good decision to eat outside because it was like nice and cool. The sun wasn't shining on our face or over us. It was like probably the coolest temperature it's ever been since my entire stay in Singapore. The food was great, the rice was delicious, and just a very good experience eating outside. But when we did finish eating, our friend wanted to go get ice cream from a place nearby. It was like a gelato place nearby, very trendy. But on the way there, it started raining, and then when we went back after the ice cream, it started just downpouring. So in like my entire stay in Singapore, there was only one time I got caught out in the rain. It was during this returning from getting dinner here. And then the next day we flew home together. We got permission. We got the visa for her to come to the United States, and she's here with me now. And that's how the trip went. Oh wait, I shouldn't show you this. What's your most favorite food over there? My most favorite food, I actually didn't get to take a picture of it. So there was one day I was staying at the apartment and we had ordered out from, so like instead of DoorDash, they have a service called Grab, and we had ordered wonton noodles from this restaurant, but it's not like the soupy kind. It's like dried noodles. Simply, actually, I don't know what I should call you. Um, it's, you know how like our dad makes the hoyao mein at home, the oyster sauce noodles. It's very similar to that, but it comes with these little fried wontons on top of the noodles, and it was just like very homely meal, I guess. That was probably one of my favorite foods over there. It was like eating food at home, but it was like still different enough too. When did you wake up? 20 minutes ago? My fiance woke up 20 minutes ago. Why is everyone here? Go fish! It's a fishing game! Hey Beal getting drank. Ave Stinky, and then Hey Beal. I'm gonna take a picture of this. Thank you for the Hey Beal. I'm gonna send it to the Solarium server. Actually, should I do? Does this belong in your doodles? I guess not, because it's not your. This isn't on your stream. Abe Eel. I'll let you decide whether to put it on the server. I'm gonna go back to the pier. Gotta pick up my fish. It's a small gar. It looks like an alligator. Angelfish. Teeny angelfish. Ave. Ah. I drowned in Angle's high water. Sounds like a skill issue. It's a shrimp. Sounds like a skill issue. Technically enough to drown. Yeah, if you go face forward, I guess. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's kind of what all I was planning to share today. Well, I guess as far as the trip goes, that was the end of the trip. So it's been a couple weeks since we got back. We are currently hanging out. There's a couple of things we need to do in the next couple of weeks, but it'll be a good time. I'm glad you're feeling better. I am feeling a little bit better. Oh, that's a big swordfish. And a perch. I hope I get back to 100 soon, because I have too much stuff to do at work and here. I need to sell all those cards so we make the money back from all of our spending. It's a seahorse. Wow. And I need to get back to streaming for you guys. that's where I wanted to segue the rest of this conversation in the last 40 minutes that we have. Um, so my schedules are back. I'll try to keep to it as consistently as possible, but things might happen. You should stream for you and we just watch. I mean, I still got to make it fun, right? If it's not fun for you guys, then I bother streaming. On Thursday, we have Valkyria Chronicles. We are pretty close to finishing that, so I would like to wrap that up soon. Saturday, we are starting Metaphor. That's been one I've been looking forward to for a while, but just haven't had a chance to play it on release. I know my fiance has been having a really good time playing it. One of the nice things is that since she's here, we can finally Steam Family Share again. So you can finally share our Steam libraries and we don't have to buy 2 copies of a game anymore. I'm gonna head out. I have much to do. Have a good one, everyone, and have a good rest of your stream. Abe. Thanks for stopping by, Vera. Good luck with all your errands and have a good night. I'm happy you could join us. I'll probably have these lobbies open every time I stream, I guess. I think that's pretty good. Hell, I mean, like, even if I don't do a whole lot of fishing, at least you guys can hang out and do some fishing while I stream. So this may replace the farming game, I guess. Oh, but our farm, yeah, I was just about to say that it might replace the farming game because I feel like there wasn't a whole lot left to do in it. I mean, like, there's achievement hunting, but there's like, it's not a lot of engagement in it, right? Like you pick your color, you give your task, and then you can kind of ignore it. But I guess with web fishing, like, you know, you can kind of come in, hang out with the community, you know, do some of your own fishing while you're doing tasks. It's almost like an idle game. I mean, like, the fishing itself is, you know, somewhat active. It's like very minimal activity. You got like your little fishing buddy buckets that fish for you too, so you have like passive income. But like one of the lures you can get for your fishing is the patience lure, and it basically makes it so that if you do get a bite, you can just, like, the game waits for you to come back and like play. Oh shit. Rip Ember. So you can always, like, if you're doing something else and you're a little bit distracted, like right here, right? If you don't have the patience layer, like, this screen would eventually go away and your catch would escape, right? With your bait. But with the patience layer, you can just, let me zoom in a little bit. With the patience layer, you can just sit on the screen forever and the fish will never escape. So if you're like distracted or you're doing something on the side, then the patience layer is really nice because you can just tab back in whenever you're ready and just do the fishing and, you know, back and forth. So I think as long as my PC can handle it, quite polite of the fish to wait like that. I agree, Ninth. Welcome in though. Your little fishing buddies, are those other fish or are those frogs? I never actually looked that closely. Are the fishing buddies fish or frogs? They're frogs? That's nice. That's cute. They have little hats. Wait, well, you can catch frogs. You can catch frogs, that's right. Frogs fishing in buckets. Yeah, and they can catch whales inside their buckets. I don't know how they do it. Sometimes the frogs catch better fish than I can. I think it's a skill issue. You can also fish in toilets and inside wells, yeah. Let's see. I don't know that you could make it not fun. I'm perfectly happy to lurk regardless of whatever Abe's doing because Abe's just comfy vibes. But it is true that if Abe did want expansion, doing streams for expected viewer enjoyment over 100% personal enjoyments is good for that growth. I'm not too big on the growth itself. I like the size of the community that we have. You got an alligator? Congrats. Welcome back. I like the size of the community that we have. So keeping you guys satisfied is, you know, more than happy enough for me. And I think if other people, a whale isn't a fish. That is true. A whale is not a fish. I think if other people kind of stop by and see how you know, how cozy this stream is, that they're gonna want to stick around as well, right? So I know I don't do a whole lot of like personal advertising for the stream or whatever. I'm kind of just too lazy for all that. I don't really have a lot of like ambitious goals for expanding, growing too big. I'm happy with how things are. So we'll grow as we grow. And no Ave Empire, that's right. Get a lot going on at the moment. True, very true. I still need to get the merch out for you guys. I know I owe you guys that much for getting me to 1,000. And I know many of you guys want a small Ave keychain. So I'm hoping I can get that done by the end of the year. Honestly, since it's this late, I don't think you're going to be able to get the merch by the holiday season. Like if I start pre-orders in November, likely I'll keep pre-orders up for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. Although I feel like most people will, I feel like most of the orders will be done in like the first couple of days because it's pre-orders for my merch. Like you guys know about it, and if you want it, you'll get it. And if you don't want it, then you've already made your decision. I feel like there won't be very many people who are on the fence about getting it or not. So having it on pre-order for too long doesn't make too much sense to me, in my opinion. Ah, it's Mayru. I didn't even know Mayru was streaming today. What were you doing? I shouted you out earlier. Did you see? Oh, you're playing Nancy Drew. Of course you're playing Nancy Drew. Mayru, if you're going to be up for a bit longer, you're welcome to join the web fishing lobby. Thank you again for gifting me a copy of this game. You did? You finished? Very nice. Congrats. But I started playing today in Aimworth's stream, and then when I went to stream myself, I was like, I guess I'll just make a lobby. And we've had people stop by. Quite a number of people have stopped by and hung out today. I'm surprised. I was telling everyone that I might have the lobby open every time I stream, and I might not do a whole lot of fishing during it, but at least I'll host the lobby for you guys, and you guys can hang out with each other. You know, I think that'd be a nice idea. Because I mean, like, it's been nice to I've been smarking with every shark I can catch. I mean, I feel like the last like half hour, Whiskey, you were invisible, so I didn't even see you smack me with those sharks. Don't encourage her. Don't encourage her. She drew me pregnant twice. Oh, I have no bait. All right, you can hold sprint to reel it back faster. Leeches. I didn't even know you could use leeches as bait. What kind of fish eats leeches? You missed me smacking with a huge hammer yet? Yeah, I was like, oh, I wonder where Whiskey is. I haven't seen her in a while, and I'll do it again. What is code? I probably can't be on too long before bed. I take an early bus to work now, but love to chill. It is pinned, but in case you don't see it, because Twitch can be weird like that, that is the code. But we were talking about the merch as you rated. I owe you guys some merch this year. I think logistically I'm not able to. Oh, have a good night, Exy. Oh, you said soon. Okay, sure. I mean, we're probably gonna be wrapping up soon too. I wasn't expecting to be streaming all the way to 11 because I was just wanted to do the trip recap, but we kind of got a little bit too engrossed in this game. Meiru's here. What was I gonna say? So yes, the merch. I logistically, I don't think we're gonna be able to get the merch in time before the holidays. So if like in November I start the pre-orders and have it open for like 2 weeks, I think 2 weeks is enough time for everyone to get their orders in. If not, let me know. I'll see what I can do to hold it off a couple of days if you need, or I can just, or if like you're gonna let me know that you want to order it but you couldn't afford it just yet, then I can just order an extra one for you. I usually order a couple extras anyways, just in case there are any like factory defects. They call them like B grade. Yeah, B grades. So usually order a couple extras, but by the time they get manufactured and shipped over to me, I feel like it'll be like late December, and then I'll be able to ship out maybe like early January, right after the holidays. So I apologize. I definitely did want to get it out before the holidays, but as you know, a lot of stuff happened in the meantime. But I hope you guys are okay with that. And let's see. You didn't expect to hit 1K as fast as you did. That is true too. I thought I would have a little bit more time to prep everything. So like the last thing I got was the postcard, right? I think you guys saw the art. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I finally got the art for the postcard. It took a while to get that together. So I thought it was more of a slow crawl up to 1K. I wasn't expecting to get it so soon. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to like get the art. Which is why like the like announcement that I hit 1K was like after I got another 16 followers or something. I think I posted a picture of like 1,016 followers instead of right at 1,000 because I didn't have the art. Because I didn't think I was gonna get to 1,000 in time, so I had to wait until after the art came in. But yeah, that'll happen. I still owe you guys a playthrough of The Last Promise, so that'll happen starting next week. I was thinking about doing it this week because I would do Valkyria Chronicles, Metaphor, and Last Promise, but I wanted to do this stream where we kind of recapped everything while I was gone. So Last Promise will start next week. And then I think as far as the stuff that I owe you guys, the cooking stream. So now that I have like an actual decent kitchen, like I definitely could not do cooking streams while I was at my parents' place. But now that I have my own apartment, I might be able to get that going. I will say that like I have no idea how I'm supposed to set up a cooking stream. So it'll take me a little bit to get all the necessary parts together. Like I don't even know how I am going to like record it, or not record it, but you know, like stream it without, you know, doxing myself. So it'll take a bit. That might happen in December because we might have a special guest around for it. I've been talking to them to see if they're interested in doing a live cooking stream. They seem to be on board with it, but again, a lot of logistical issues involved. So, well, it might happen this year. Yay, another fish. Meru, you're so small. Why are you so small? How did you get so small? Did you drink the shrink soda? I'm itty bitty, just a small little creature. Did you drink the shrink soda? Is that why you're so small? Yeah, I see. Mirror, how much is this game? I never actually looked. Someone actually like bought this game because they saw us playing. Thank you for the community hydrate. Everyone please take a sip of water. Check my mail. I just saw the notification. Letter from Meru. 2 gifts. Small time. Oh no. It's time to be small. I'm shrinking. I am so small. I've been so tempted. The game looks really cute. It's only $5. Gotcha. Lunch. Muffins. I'm small. Help. Help. I need help. Dark Network, glad to have you back. Thank you, Daiva. We're actually wrapping up soon. Welcome back to streaming, I think, recently. How's the little fishing game? I started streaming again today. Today is officially my comeback stream. Small Ave, I sleep. Small Ave, I wake. They're actually pronounced the same way, Meru. They're both Smoliv. Smoliv and Smoliv. Alright, have a good night, Axie. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this relaxing stream. We'll be wrapping up in a few minutes, I'd say. But I'll probably keep the lobby up for anyone who still wants to play around for a little bit past the end of the stream. That's a nice fish. Let me see. I think that's the last update that I have to share besides like, hey, I'm on Blue Sky now, so send that on Twitch. So if anyone is using Blue Sky, if you're interested in are you okay? Are you struggling? Feel free to follow me there. I've definitely been enjoying my time there a lot more than Twitter. Like, I am not enjoying the things that I see on Twitter these days, so it's been quite refreshing to be on a different website, and the activity on it has been increasing a lot more. Ah! I didn't know these mushrooms were so bouncy. Where are you taking me? Let me sell all these. Wow, that's a lot of money. All right. Directionally challenged, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, I remember I watched you play Signalis. I know you're directionally challenged. I'm curious how you did, because like I missed you beating it, right? So like I know there was a portion of the game where you didn't have a map. So how did you deal with not having a map? Hatefully. So when I first played Signalis and I was like, oh my fucking god, they got rid of my map. I pulled out a sheet of paper and just started drawing my own. I drew like a bunch of boxes to like vaguely replicate the shape of the room. And then I would like draw lines connecting all the boxes together. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Ah! Mayru, where did you go? Bridge? Okay. I am here. Where is this cat taking me? Wow, it's an underground room behind a waterfall and there's a grave. It doesn't want to talk, Mayru. You need to find out the rest on your own. Does this have to do with like the skull? I will show you this nugget. Muffin said that she found a skull. You are better than me at what? I forget what the context was. I forgot what we were talking about. Yes, it is related to the skull. Okay. Better than me because you made your own map. Oh, okay. Oh no, the cat drowned. I mean, like, if the game wasn't gonna give me a map, then I would just draw it myself. I was like, pretend this is PS1 era gaming and just draw your own. Like, open up the Tips and Tricks magazine or grab a piece of paper and start writing down cheat codes and whatnot. How do I become big again? Do I just have to keep drinking sodas? I don't want to be small. There are big sodas. I am big again. Although I think Much Muffin's a little bit taller than me still. All right, we think we should wrap up here. This has been an awesome time. Makes you bigger, but not much. Snakes are better. Stinky. What does this say? Stinky Monty? Uwu. Amogus Uwu. Baby eel. Everyone keeps calling me Stinky. Oh yeah, I've been drinking beer. Don't worry. It's the real fishing experience is to drink tons of beer. Nice. I got the MILF t-shirt. I'm gonna wear the MILF t-shirt. Man, I love fishing. Perfect. This is the perfect cosplay. Very good. All right. I think I will call it here tonight. Looks like everyone's all fished out though. So is anyone, I'll ask if anyone is still fishing. Is anyone still planning to fish tonight? Everyone's just, you're waiting for HSR server. Is it are you rolling for Cali? Who's on the banner first? Is it Sunday or Cali first? It's Cali first, okay. Oh, you what, me? That was a public tweet. All right, thanks for coming, guys. Fascinating. I feel like I learned a lot about you. All right. Again, appreciate everyone stopping by. I will be back on Thursday with Valkyria Chronicles. Oh, I knew that way before. First tweet. Good night, Dave. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for stopping by, Ninth. I appreciate it. Hope to see more of you guys now that I'm back. Let's go find someone to raid. Who is still up? Let's see. Suzu and Eliza stopped streaming. Let's see what Virtue's up to. Virtue is currently co-working, so going from one cozy stream to another sounds like a pretty good idea. Do you guys want to go say hi to Virtue? Let's see. Raid 2, and raid bed. I was worried I'd forgotten how to do all this stuff, but it's slowly coming back. All right. Oh, I misspelled their name. I spoke too soon. Okay. Go ahead and grab the raid messages, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Have a good night, guys.